Welcome to episode 379 of the Geeks for the Win podcast, the tech and gaming podcast from the GeeksForTheWin.com, where we cover all things geeky. I'm your host, William McDonald, joined with my co-host, Stewart.
Known across the internet as Casual Terror.
Boy, we are living in
This
kind of an apocalypse. It's kind of like an apocalypse.
Starting that way, isn't it? Yeah. It's
like, it's not as glamorous or as, like scary.
I don't know what apocalypse was glamorous.
Horrifying.
What is?
I mean, there are movies that make some look like, oh, this is nothing but fun. I'm just killing zombies and having fun, or stuff like that. But yeah, it's I'm just waiting. Like, I'm just waiting for Trump to declare it a state of emergency.
Yesterday.
He hasn't yet, right?
Yesterday.
Did he?
Yes.
Okay. Why did I not see that then? Okay.
Yeah, that has happened.
That's because all the other news around this has just been clogging up everything. Like, it's just ridiculous how much this is the COVID-19 coronavirus is affecting everything.
Yeah, Trump said it. He declared a state of emergency, and he said that there's going to be a website that to help tell you where to go for drive-through testing, and it's all done by Google. And Google came out and said, "Wait, we're nowhere near ready. This is only going to happen." I wasn't talking to you, Google. I know I said your name, but I wasn't talking to you. And he said, like, we're nowhere near ready. The only drive-through we might be able to have is in San Francisco, and that's it right now. We nowhere else at the moment.
Gotcha.
And I take that back. It wasn't even Google that said it. It's a company owned by Alphabet, not Google.
Gotcha. Yeah. Did you see the richest businessman in China is donating 500,000 test kits?
Why?
For the U.S., not just like.
Yeah. We need test kits here because apparently we don't have fucking enough of them. Which is why, we in the past week we've maybe tested, maybe 200 people.
Yeah, Chinese businessman to donate 500,000 test kits and 1 million masks to the U.S. That's kind of cool. That's like a Bill Gates move right there.
Yeah.
Which, speaking of Bill Gates, have you heard?
He stepped down.
No, but I mean, like, his TED Talk from 2015 has been going around because he predicted this.
There has been some other places that have predicted this. Like there was there was an office that their whole job was for these pandemic events. It came out, it was formed around the time of that Ebola outbreak that happened a couple years ago. And Trump closed it beginning of last year. Good job, Trump.
Okay.
Good move.
But
So
I watched part of that TED Talk, and it's kind of eerie, like how right he was. And this, like I said, this is I think from 2015. 2015, yeah. Did Bill Gates TED Talk in 2015 predict the dangers of the? Yeah, that's the article on this one topic. But yeah,
I
it's
honestly, people have been predicting this for years. I mean, because
yeah.
it's very clear to see, we don't have the infrastructure for something like this in case something like this happens.
What is it? South Korea is doing like 10,000 tests a day, and we've only done like around that much in total.
In
Probably
total,
more
yes.
now, but like when I heard the statistics, that's
Oh
where it
well,
was.
the statistic I heard was last week the CDC tested 55 people, or within the past week they've tested 55 people. Like, should be a fuck ton more tests, but we just don't have them.
Yeah, it's it's really crazy, and so it's to the point where it's like some people are freaking out, going overboard crazy because the media is making it, you know, it's
Oh yeah,
scaring
the media.
people, and then there
The
are
this is the media's wet dream. Like this is
yeah,
the stuff they live for. And
but
I got
there's
one
some
question.
people not taking it serious enough.
Right. Um,
Like,
I've got one question for the mass of people. How the fuck is the toilet paper going to stop coronavirus? Stop buying in bulk. Stop it. If you weren't buying in bulk before, you shouldn't be buying in bulk now.
I mean, that's just the way people are when stuff, when they think, oh, so we need to stock up on stuff right away. Bottled water, toilet paper,
Milk, bread, eggs.
hand sanitizer. But it's like, well, hand sanitizer, that's antibacterial. This is not a bacterial. It's a
Right. Which,
it's
hey,
it,
still do
so
that. Still use
like
antibacterial, but it won't help with this.
I mean, if that's
But
what you
still use
got, use
antibacterials.
it, yes. But like soap and water, like
Right.
soap and water, really good. That's the main thing. Did you hear about the NBA player though?
There wasn't one an NBA player was confirmed.
At least one was. I heard another one might have, but his name was Rudy Gobert. He plays for the Utah Jazz, and he wasn't taking it serious enough. Like, there's a video of him like touching microphones and all kinds of stuff, and acting like an idiot. You know, being like, I'm not worried about this and stuff like that. And now he
Well,
has it, or he.
yeah, and there's a video going around of the um oh crap, what's the word? The coronavirus board. The people who are in charge of looking over this. There's a video of them, of when they enter, like going around the room, introducing themselves, passing the microphone. Like, what? Really? Come on.
Yeah, it's it's pretty crazy. Like, I think it
Like
was
I understand the people who are not taking it seriously, but then they're because for the most part, it's not affecting, it's not deadly to everybody. It's only deadly to
people with weaker
it's
immune
similar to the
systems.
flu. Really, it really is. It's similar to the flu. If the flu was going to kill you, this is going to kill you because it does the same thing. Itself doesn't kill you. It causes other things that does, just like the flu. So at the same time, and there's also flu-like symptoms to this. So I mean, it's the way I
Yeah,
see
but
it,
just
it's no different than a really bad flu outbreak.
Yeah, that's the thing also, is, like, just because it's not gonna kill you doesn't mean you
No,
can't get
no,
it and
but
you
at
gonna get really
at the same time,
sick.
I'm worried about, my parents, my grandparents. I don't want to give it to them. I'm not so much
Yes.
worried about myself. I'm worried about them.
Yeah, see, I kinda got worried because what was it, last week? I got deathly sick for one day, and then I was, like, 80% better. I was at 80% myself the next day, so I was like, "Okay, that's probably not the coronavirus, that's probably just
It could have been.
s something else." Because
It could have been. You don't know.
like, I feel great, then I don't know. Like, I felt pretty good the next day. All I needed was, like, sleep. Like, I slept, like, 18 hours that day, and then the next day, I was like, "Oh, I'm good. I feel good." But, and I've looked up stuff too, because 'cause I'm paranoid and, wasn't the symptoms, but
Sure, but
anyways,
and earlier today, you and I were also talking, like, we're both getting emails from everywhere saying, like, this is how, we're dealing with the coronavirus. Like, I got one from Taco Bell. I think you did as well. Basically
mhm,
saying that, we're just gonna clean our restaurants better. Bitch, you weren't doing
and
that before.
in certain locations, we're gonna close the dining area and just drive through and delivery.
Right, but it is more of like, it got me the, we're gonna clean our restaurants better. I'm like, you're saying you weren't clean before. I mean, really, you should have had this in place already. I mean, come on.
Exactly. Mhm.
I mean, a lot of this, when this passes, a lot of the things that people are doing should still be doing them. The constantly washing your hands, still fucking do that, please. Do that. Still do it afterwards, please.
Yeah,
Avoid
it's true.
touching your face and eyes. That, that's a constant. Don't ever stop
That's
not doing that.
I mean, that's harder said than done. Because have
It
you
really
looked
is.
at the
And
statistics
I'm
about
going to
how
do
many
that
times a
during
day
this podcast. I'm going to do this in this podcast. I know I am because I've got a hair in my eye. And it's like right there. I'm just going to go. Eh.
how many times a day, like the statistics on how many times a day a person touches their face is just like scary. I remember hearing about that like years ago, and I'm just like, that's that's a lot. That's a lot of times a day.
Yes, but yeah, and a lot of the, I'm seeing, posts on Reddit saying, you're like, oh yeah, that job your boss said could not be done from home. Guess what? It's being done from home now. So a lot of these, like, yeah, you know, uh, it's gonna be weird afterwards. It really is gonna be weird afterwards. More
I mean,
so
it
than
definitely is. Like, it's gonna change the way our world is
yes,
for whether for better or for worse. It's
yeah. So many colleges and universities are closed right now and are doing online classes. I can see classes, colleges and universities going to offer more online classes from now on.
yeah. And I mean, they're already a big option, but yeah, I could definitely see
Right,
a
but
lot
like,
more. Like,
and yes, some classes you can't take online. I took a hand drafting class. That is not a class you can take online. But like all math classes, probably could have been taken online.
yeah, but yeah,
But
it's pretty crazy. Like everything, it seems like is being affected one way or another.
yes,
Like you were
I'm
saying, we are getting emails about from everything. from everyone.
Yeah, AMC, they're only going to sell tickets for movies to 50%
It
capacity.
it's a busy day to be a CEO, or it's a busy time to be a CEO because you have to draft letters to all the consumers of your products because that's what
Yeah,
every company is doing. Like,
and I'm waiting for the notice that we are working from home. And I'm really lucky that I just got a new job where I can work from home.
oh, you can. That's nice.
Yes. And in fact, I'm told to take my laptop home every day, just in case, like, weather gets bad or I'm sick, and I can just work from home.
That's
So I
pretty
mean
cool.
that
Yeah.
was already an option, but like this, and it's actually kind of cool because how communication is done at this new place. We use Microsoft Teams. I don't know if you've ever seen my Microsoft Teams.
No, I'm
It's
not familiar
Discord.
with it.
It is fucking Discord.
Makes sense, yeah.
So yeah, I'm waiting for that for that call that we're all working from home now.
Yeah, God, it's pretty crazy, like the I think it was a Wednesday? It's either Wednesday or Tuesdays when the NBA the basketball player got tested and tested positive, and then they like locked down the arena, and they ended up the NBA season has been suspended, and that was in Oklahoma. Like they were playing against the Oklahoma Thunder. So all that stuff, all that craziness was going on in Oklahoma, and we had already had 2 cases reported. One was a 50-year-old and another was a 20-year-old. So it's not just old people, you know.
No,
Like
no,
some people want to say, "Oh, I'm fine. It's old people." Well, no, you still need to wash
well,
your
not
hands
old people
and
aren't
like
getting it. Aren't the only ones getting it? They're the only ones dying from it. They're
yeah,
they're,
but
they're
I'm
the
saying
ones most likely to die from it.
but I'm saying there are people who hear that and they think, "Oh, I'm fine. I'm not old. I'm gonna be good."
Right, right.
It's
But
like,
you
no,
don't
you
you
can
you
still
don't you
get
don't
it,
know what
but
else is gonna also flare up because of it.
exactly. Just because you aren't gonna die from it doesn't mean you can't get it. A lot of people don't know the distinction between that, but yeah, that hit hard, and then, I think it was also announced that, Tom Hanks
Tom Hanks has it.
has it, which, I mean, that all hit, and I was just like, "Oh, man," and then, like, everything started to get canceled and delayed, and it's
Yeah,
just
yeah. And I,
it's
I was
crazy.
also I was supposed to go to a hockey game yesterday, and that got canceled, of course.
Yeah, but anyways, what have you been doing?
Well,
What have you been up
oops,
to?
didn't mean to do that. Um, see, what have I been doing? I have been. I just gotta get. Well, I've been playing a game with you a bunch. Uh, Warzone.
Yep, that finally dropped.
That finally dropped, and it's fun. It's a lot of fun. Um,
Mm,
as somebody who has not played Modern Warfare Call of Duty, what do you think of it?
It's more Call of Duty, more or less. Like,
More or less, yeah.
I mean, that's really what it is. Like, it's Call of Duty. They do make changes from year to year, but like the thing about Call of Duty is its core gameplay is the same.
Yes.
They may have like, oh, this year there's parkour and, wall running, or this year there's jetpacks and whatever, but, like, at the core of it, the shooting is pretty much the same, to the point where it used to be you'd play another shooter game and you look to see if you could change the controls to be Call of Duty, Call of Duty or Halo, like, the way the
Hmm.
controls are laid out, and so I mean, I've always enjoyed Call of Duty for the most part. There's very few Call of Duties that I haven't enjoyed, and I mean, the ones that I may not have enjoyed, I just skipped, like Ghost, I skipped, what was it, Advanced Warfare or Infinite
Hmm.
Warfare, or I can't remember which one of those was the bad one, but, like, I skipped that one just because you know, it didn't really interest me much, and I didn't, but yeah, for the Black Ops games, I've enjoyed the Modern Warfare games, I've enjoyed the World War II was good. And this is, this is pretty good. I lo- we mostly just played the battle royale mode,
Hmm.
like the classic battle royale mode. We played Plunder a couple times,
Yeah.
which that's interesting. That definitely seems a lot easier.
Well, yes, because there's an infinite number of respawns. I mean, not that you
Yeah,
can't
and
respawn a bunch with Warzone. It's just that's more up to your team.
yeah, and we definitely could have won if we weren't stupid and just kept respawning and trying to fight in the same area for like half the half the match.
Right.
Hindsight, we could have played that a lot better, you know.
Right. But
We
hey,
just
we
were
still we
kind
still
of
got second place in
yeah,
that
that's the
match though.
thing. We got second. Yeah. It was the next day with my friend Josiah. I got second again.
Nice.
We played it like the next day, and we were like, "Dang it, another second place." But yeah, we played that a bunch this week.
And
It's
I
free to
plan on playing
play, and
a bunch more.
it's free to play. It's cross play. At least on PC, like just the standalone version is 86 gigs. And what is it? I
Yeah,
think the total Modern Warfare download is now was it 160?
I'm looking it up right now. See,
At
my
least
Modern
that's what
Warfare
my friend
folder
Josiah said.
is 162.
162, yeah. Which, good God, that's a big file.
It's a big one. It's a big one, yes. Which there
Which
are massive. There are MMOs that are not that big.
Yeah, and it gets to a point where you're starting to hear new console generation, and they're talking about like, you know, or you're hearing rumors about features like, oh, being able to delete the single player once you get done playing through that, and just having the multiplayer downloaded and stuff like that. Like, how is that not a thing on PC yet? Like, that should be a
Really,
thing.
that should be an easy
Like,
thing on PC.
because 162 gigs, how much is the single player? Like, that's got to be a significant amount, right?
Yes, and
That
there's
you
no way. Like just looking at it, there's no way I can tell. Like what? Yeah.
Yeah, so that would be a significant amount, free space for you if you were able to just like uninstall the single player.
Yes. Because because yeah, I've played the single player. I don't plan on going back to it.
Yeah, and I mean that's just the way it is. Some game, I mean, of course, some games you can't do that. Like Destiny, for instance, you can't really just like because there's it's
Sure.
not cut and dry. Here's a single player. Here's the multiplayer. But
Right.
you know, like when Dooms comes out, there's gonna be the single player, then there's gonna be multiplayer, right? So
Right.
that's kind of another bad example because like I don't know how popular the multiplayer is gonna be in that. Because even to this day, like Doom 2016, no one really talks about multiplayer. They only ever talk about the single player.
Right.
But like Battlefield or you know Call of Duty games like those, Halo. Look at Halo when that comes out. That's going to be a huge download. And once you get done with the story, I think isn't Halo isn't the Master Chief Collection? Aren't you able to choose which games you want to be downloaded? I want to say that's a thing,
Um, possibly. Yeah, I want to say yes.
and
At
that's
least
on
on
Xbox
console.
too. So yeah, so that's
I
pretty
don't know.
cool.
I don't know about on um PC.
Yeah, so that's that needs to be a thing. Like especially if it's going to be on consoles. Like that's the rumor. That's one of the rumor next gen features is, you know, you're going to be able to minimize space and stuff, which they're going to have to cuz we're going to be getting these 4K games that are going to be massive and the next gen consoles are going to be SSDs, you know.
Mm-hmm.
They're both proprietary SSD technology and they're not going to be ginormous SSDs. Like I expect maybe 2 terabytes at the most, right?
Yeah,
I don't really expect any bigger than that, like at least for the launch of them.
I
So
think you're right.
there's got to be something for that, but I mean, and also, you, are the next gen consoles going to come out this year? Like,
Don't know. I mean, yeah, we don't know what kind of delays production, as what has happened with production. Um, I'm sure we'll hear, sooner than later.
I mean, production on the next gens haven't even started yet, from what I've heard.
Well, yeah, probably not. But like, still, like, even though they haven't started, the factories that they're being made in, they might be shut down, and then there's a backlog. So they've got to
Yeah,
go
and there's
through the backlog before they can get to the new stuff.
ex- exactly, and
So
from
even if they're not
last I
in
heard,
production, they could still be delayed.
there was a lot of factories um functioning at like 15% capacity, or of their
Mm-hmm.
normal production, which that's bad. That's really bad. And I've noticed, um I've noticed prices on like hardware and stuff. Like I've been looking at SSDs and stuff just every now and then. I just look through stuff and like the prices of those have been going up on Amazon
Mm-hmm.
for one. I mean not like an ungodly amount, but like like by like 5, $10, you know. So
Sure.
and you think those like though that's just that's just now, and that's also manufacturer retailers have they have extra stock, they have buffers for when stuff like this happens, not to this scale of course, but like
Right.
that's the reason why a lot of retails like stock a lot more than they have out on store shelves and stuff, is in case they may have a week or so delay on something. They have stuff in the back, and that's was it, I think Linus from Linus Tech Tips. He had a video like last week talking about this. Like, you know, he last week his video, I think it was last week, his video was like, if you want to buy any computer stuff, like buy it now because everything's pretty much gonna start going up.
Right, and it's quick to go up, but it's a lot slower to come back down.
Oh yeah, definitely. What was it? The what was it? The couple years ago, the was it typhoons, tsunamis,
Yes, in Thailand, yes,
Thailand? Yeah, that
or Thailand
had a
or Taiwan, one of the two. Yes, yeah, and
that had a
that
huge
drew up RAM.
impact.
That
Yeah,
RAM went through the roof, and it still hasn't come back down.
yeah, it's still pretty high. Yeah, but
Warzone though.
anyways, Warzone. Yeah,
Warzone. Um, like the change that everybody's asking for is coming. They said it's coming in the next title update, which hopefully is fucking on Tuesday, which is the instead of like when you down a person, you'll get the kill. Because right now it's whoever
thank
finishes
God.
the downed person. Like, and that
Yeah,
was mentioned before the game came out. So why it didn't ship that way? Don't know. Like that was a
yeah.
complaint like streamers and YouTubers had before the game came out weeks ago.
I mean, that's been a thing in battle royale games. Yeah, like you know, you don't want to like, and I'm just used to like, I feel kind of bad because I'm used to just like when I have a teammate who downs someone and I'm in the position to clean it up, I do it because I don't want them to. I don't want their
Right,
teammates to revive them and then overtake us. And I'm not trying to steal the kill. I'm just trying to you know make it okay. Now it's definitely 3-on-2. No questions
right.
about it. It's 3-on-2 fight now. So that is kind of interesting. The UI is a little confusing too.
You said that. I'm like, I'm not confused by it, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't know where some things are.
Yeah, that's the thing. I
At the
don't.
same time, but I'm like, it's been bad from the beginning. Um, so
So in
um,
Modern Warfare in general, just not just this mode.
oh well, this mode like it looks exactly the same as everything else.
Okay.
Like the menus looks like when we go into like the Warzone menu, that's the exact same menu that we get for multiplayer. It looks exactly
Okay.
the same. Um, the change that I want and probably won't happen is I want at least scopes on the map or sights. I want at least those on the map.
Yeah,
Like
it's a little
the looting is so
confusing.
different than any other game. Like the map's bigger, there's more people, but at the same time though, I've gotten to more fights than in like other BRs, and I've come out of them, okay. So I'm like, I get it's faster. At the same time, it's not because you're not spending half the game looking at an inventory screen. You're not digging through backpack, judging like, well, do I want to go this way or this way with this? Like Apex made it faster, just like it was just color coded. But at the same time, they're like, well, I'll pick this up because I might need it later. I might find this gun to go with it. There's none of that in Warzone. It's just you pick up the gun. That's it. And the guns are the blueprint guns that you can unlock in Battle Pass or you can buy in the store. That's those guns, or that you can unlock through challenges and missions and stuff.
And that's where it's kind of confusing. Like,
But like, I don't remember what attachments are on those guns. I
yeah,
don't know what
that's where
attachment I'm using. Like, I can go
that's
look it
where I'm
up,
like,
sure,
it's
but it's not.
confusing.
But it's not available, right now. That I need to know. Like, does this have an underbarrel? I guess I can look, but what kind of barrel does this actually have? I don't know.
Like what type of gun is this? You see the name of it and you see kind of an outline of it, and you can kind of see like, oh, this has a scope on it. Is this is this an assault rifle? Is this a sniper? Is this a
I guess for you that would be an issue. But like me, like I know like what guns they are.
yeah?
Like the baddie. It's an LMG. I know it's the PKM LMG. I know that. Um, the MK2 carbine. That is a marksman rifle, but it's treated as a sniper because that's what marksman rifles usually are. They're treated like snipers. You
But
got
this mode is trying to get people like me.
right. Yes, it'd be
So
confusing for you. Yes, but me, like I just want to know what attachments are on it. I don't know.
yeah. Yeah, it'd be nice if you could at least like maybe like if there's a way to inspect the gun so you could see the attachments on it.
Yes, while it's in game, you can do that outside of the game,
Yeah.
but in game, yes,
You can
like
like pull up like there really isn't like an inventory system, is there? Like an inventory screen, right?
weapons, or there's a weapons tab. That's
Is
where
there?
that's where all that stuff is.
No, but I mean like you can't like you like dropping us stuff. You just like press a button and it pulls up like a screen. Like it doesn't go to like a whole
You're
nother
talking about
like
you're talking about in game. No, there is no inventory
yeah.
screen
Okay.
at all.
Yeah. Which is kind of weird. Like it's interesting the way they do it to where they have the little like the HUD kind of changes on the bottom, and you can decide what you want to drop and stuff like that. I see where that's kind of fast and quick, but I kind of
Oh,
miss having an inventory.
does the HUD change for you? For on that mouse keyboard, you just hold tab and you got just a list,
Well,
and you
yeah,
just write and then
there's a list of like the different types of ammo and the
right.
in your cache and stuff like yeah, it kind of changes a little. Like it wasn't there before.
Okay, that's what you meant. Okay.
Yeah. Not a huge change, but just, it's a subtle thing, but because it's supposed to be quicker and faster, I guess, than having an actual inventory
Well, it is.
screen, but
It
I
is
kind of
faster.
miss having an inventory screen, you know?
I'm with you, but at the same time, but like, how often though are we like just standing still? Other than when we're just like actually just straight out camping, we're
Yeah,
not.
it's true, yeah. But like I feel like with something like that, it might be not that would make it easier to like go into the inventory screen, so hover over the gun, click inspect, and then you could see your
Right.
attachments. Like if they
And
had something like that, that'd be nice. But
yeah, like like for instance, I would like to know, like, does this gun have like full metal jacket rounds? You can't tell just by looking at the gun. You can't tell what perk the gun has
and there's only like what
because
a
guns have
couple
perks.
ammo types. There's not that many different ammo types either,
Right.
right?
Which I'm kind of surprised because in game there are different ammo types. There is, 525 ammo. There is 765 ammo, but it doesn't matter. Like each gun it tells you what type of ammo it uses, but it doesn't matter because like if it's AR or LMG, it uses the same ammo. It tells you differently, but at the same time it's not.
Yeah. So yeah, it's fun to play, and there's it definitely feels like it had a lot more work put into it than Blackout did.
Yes.
But I
It,
feel like there's still stuff they can improve on it, and hopefully they
oh,
do.
absolutely.
And
Like the ping.
like it,
Everybody does not like the ping. Like it
yeah,
is
the ping
just
is
it's got problems. Um, like half the time the ping doesn't seem to work, or it pings in the wrong place. So hopefully that gets fixed soon.
I wish you
Um,
could just like yeah, it's interesting. I mean,
I have
but
I am surprised how many one-on-ones that I'm winning. Like, I mean, not just gulag, but just straight up in the game. It's like I'm getting way more kills than I have in any other BR, and that makes me happy. But at the same time, like, you got the gulag, and then there's, and teammates can revive you at buy stations. So there's so many ways to come back, as well as self revives.
yeah,
Also, I'm happy how many gulag fights I'm actually winning. Like
yeah, that's you've been winning most of them.
I think so.
I'm about 50-50. I'll admit that.
I'm maybe slightly more than 50-50, but not much. But yeah, Warzone's fun. I played a little bit
Yeah.
today. I played some Plunder today.
And it's just I wonder what's the state of this gonna be? Is this gonna be or what they're gonna do with like the battle royale mode? Is this gonna be like it until the next Call of Duty, and then
No,
that
no,
gets a battle,
they
or
they have
that's it?
said that this is going to be a multiple year game, or
Okay,
battle
good,
royale.
because
They have
we had that
said that.
question with Blackout when that came out. That was one of our biggest questions.
Yeah.
How that was gonna work out, and
Yeah, they have said that this one is supposed to stick around. Um, Hopefully, um, within the next couple weeks or month, maybe two, solos needs to come out. Like, come on, solos. Because I played a couple solo rounds, and I always seem to come up on full squads, which sucks. Because I cannot, because it's really hard to win 1v3s if they're an actual team that's talking. If they're not, I can definitely take them out because they're probably nowhere near each other. But and I've definitely been in those squads where, like, okay, yeah, you guys are going this way, and I'm not. But I can also see more maps too. So hopefully some more maps come out as well.
yeah, I wouldn't expect a new map anytime soon, though.
Not anytime soon, but I can definitely, maybe,
End of
7,
summer,
8, 9 months. Yeah, maybe,
maybe 2 maps a year.
maybe, I don't know. It kind of depends. What they have said they've done with this map, though, is supposedly every single, like, building is its own design. It's not, copy and pasted, supposedly, like, throughout the map. Like, you won't have the same layout for everything. But I've definitely come across like, oh, this is the same as this building here over here.
Yeah.
Like there are a couple,
It
there are a couple buildings that are definitely the same, but for the most part they're not. And I think that has really to do with the fact that there are two ground war maps on here. There's a couple, maybe even three ground war maps. I think there are three ground war maps on there. And just other multiplayer maps in general also on this map. So that helped complete, having a unique areas. So
yeah. And they could also like add on to the map. Like we were found ourselves at the stadium, and you can't go in there. Like it's just a huge
right,
like
and there are secrets. There are some odd things around the map as well. Like if you go up um in the tower at the airbase, you can answer the phone. There's nothing on the phone, but you can answer the phone.
huh.
And there's a bunker, I think it's out north, where it says where you can enter a key code. Nothing actually comes up, but you get the option. You get the interact button, enter key code. Don't know what that means. So like there are definitely some things that have yet to be discovered around this map. And maybe one of them is maybe unlock the stadium. I don't know.
I mean, it's not just the stadium, but there's like you go into buildings and there's a lot. It's like the buildings are there just to be there for the most part. Like you go
Oh
up
yeah,
the
yeah,
flights of stairs and it's like, okay, here's one flight of stairs. Okay, can't do anything on this floor. Next floor, can't do anything. Next floor, and it's pretty much like ground floor and then roof. And all
yeah.
the floors in between are like, just there to add, you know,
Sure,
height.
but at the
Like,
same time, think about how annoying that would be if like you came across like, oh, they're in that building there. Which floor? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, ninth floor. Like
yeah, I mean, true, but like it gets to a point where it's like, I don't know, it's you're talking about it being massive, but like,
it's massive square footage wise, but like not.
yeah,
But yeah, at the same time, yes, there are some. Yeah, it's not. Not every door is unlockable. Not you can't go everywhere. No, but it still is
I don't know.
freaking massive.
I I think if the stadium was playable, that'd be really cool. Like, think about
Yes,
being able to like have a gunfight, either on this like on this like in this actual stadium or in the concession area or stuff like that. It'd be
I can
pretty
I can
cool.
kind I can kind of see like some streamers like when you're able to play in custom modes. I like, all right, we're gonna have a gun fight in the stadium. Spectators, find a seat.
Yeah, right. But it'd be cool.
Instead of
I
like
mean,
being
and
like in the gulag. Because like that's exactly what that is though. That's a spectator one-on-one fight, which I think that's kind of cool though. That you can chuck
and
rocks at people.
being able to respawn people as frequently as you can in this, I think really adds a lot of length to the matches
Yes, it does,
because the matches are really long.
but not as long as PUBG matches though. PUBG,
I
I
haven't
think
I
PUBG
haven't played
matches are a
PUBG
lot
in so
longer.
long, but I mean it gets to the point where it's like, oh, it's been 15 minutes we've been in this match, and there's still like 20 something teams left and 40
Yeah,
something people. Like, Okay, that's crazy. I always look and I'm like, surely we're like, you know, top 10 right now, right? And it's like, no, not even close. And I'm like, oh wow, okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, like the matches aren't as short as like Apex matches, but like they're not as long as PUBG. PUBG, like those matches, they seem to like 40 minutes to an hour. It seemed like they were long,
See, those I think they feel longer than they
and
actually
and
are.
and, and you never saw anybody
I
in
think that's
PUBG.
why it feels like it's so long is because, you there's a lot long, 5 minutes or 5 minutes in between battles feels a lot longer, than
Right?
when you're spending time just like trying to find loot or make your way across the map. Yeah, but it's interesting. It's definitely a good start, I think.
Yes, and they will increase the number to 200 eventually.
I that just seems crazy. Because I feel like 150 is a lot right now.
But yeah. Let's see. The other thing that I've been playing is the Final Fantasy remake demo. I played it a couple times
Oh, okay.
because there's different. Well, there's classic mode, and then there's normal mode. And for one, I'll say like this is good. I'm really looking forward to Final Fantasy VII remake now, like a lot more than I was before. This demo 100% sold me. Um, and all this demo really is, if you played Final Fantasy VII, it's the beginning. It is that beginning part when you take down that Mako reactor. That's it. That first Mako reactor. That's all this demo is. And the combat, I like the combat. I wish it was a little bit more forgiving. Because I feel like because it's active combat for the most part, where you're pressing uh, square pretty much to attack, and and you can change different stance. Like you press triangle to go to a different stance. That when you're playing this Cloud, it's a harder attack. It's heavier attacks. And I forget when you're playing as Barrett. I forget what his change does. I forget now. It's been a week. Um, and of course, when you're playing as to like cast like a spell, you hold down the right bumper or left bumper, depending on whether you want the character you're playing as to do an attack or another character that you're not playing as to do the attack. And time like slows down, and that's where like you pick the spells or like the abilities that you want to perform. Um, and also if you want to use a potion, you have to wait until the ATB bar or AT bar reaches max before you can do anything. Just like in the original. Um, and like classic mode, you you play on easy mode. You're locked to easy mode, and you don't have to attack or block. That's done automatically. The only thing that you do is you pick the spells. You pick when to use the spells or abilities. It's really the only thing that you do. But you pick normal mode, and that's you actually have to attack and block manually. So yeah, like I said, I played it twice. Once through classic mode and once through normal mode. And it was fun. Like I said, this actually sold me on the remake. Because one thing, Jesse, for the longest time in the original Final Fantasy, I did not know Jesse was a woman. Because like that sprite, I just couldn't tell. I couldn't tell. But you can definitely tell in the remake.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
are you interested in this at all?
I am, but I don't have a PS4, so I
It's
have to
coming
wait.
out. It's coming out and everything. Yes, the demo is only out on
It's
PS4,
well,
but
no, I think it's a year exclusive to like PlayStation though.
is it?
I want to say it's about a year exclusive.
That'd be odd. I don't know if I believe you. Hmm.
Um, there's an article from The Verge. Final Fantasy VII Remake is a PS4 timed exclusive until March 2021.
That is bullshit. That is
Yeah,
bullshit.
I want to say we talked about this even like because I remember I think I remember talking to you about this how it's like I I'm excited about this but it's like I've got to wait a year for it to be on PC. Like not even it's not just like oh it's console exclusive. No, it's platform exclusive
Why would they do that? Because
because
like
they got to deal with Sony.
Final Final Fantasy 15 wasn't. That wasn't timed. That's dumb. That is dumb.
Sony's shelling out the money, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, I've seen some stuff on this. I did watch some videos of of it and it looks really good. Like
It does. It really does.
it's crazy to think that there's a game that looks better than Advent Children. Like but it looks just as good if not better, you know.
I agree.
And that was I mean that movie yeah, the Advent Children. That was the good one. The oh yeah, that was the Final Fantasy 7 movie, right?
I don't know. I like Spirit Within for what it was.
Yeah, yeah. But anyways, the Advent Children that looked just amazing, you know, and still does. I think.
Yeah, it holds up absolutely.
But yeah, it's pretty interesting.
I guess I realized it was timed. That's it's dumb. Dumb, dumb,
I
dumb, dumb, dumb.
agree. Especially exclusives that long, you know.
Yes, a year? No, we're past this. We're past this.
I guess we're not, but whatever. I got other stuff to play, I guess.
Mm.
Oh,
Well,
wait, no.
here
Everything's getting delayed. No.
everything's getting delayed. Yes. Here's something you can play right now. Indivisible. It's a game I talked about a while back. It came out.
Is this on Game Pass?
It's on Game Pass. That's how I've played it.
Yeah, I've seen this. Yeah, I've
Um,
seen this a bunch.
it came out a little while ago, but and I talked about it way before that. But Indivisible, it's a game done by the developers of Skullgirls, so it's got that
Okay,
art.
yeah.
It's got that art look to it that looks really good. It's an RPG slash Castlevania or Metroidvania. That was the word I'm looking for. Where like it's all side scrolling stuff. And the combat, like the party is set up in a diamond shaped. You know, you got two laying out, and then one on top and bottom, and they coincide with the face buttons. So like the person on the far left, that's your X button. Person, you press you press the X button, and they attack. The person on the far right, they're at the B button. Person on top, that's the Y button. Person on the bottom, that's the A button. And to block, it's whenever an enemy starts to move to attack, you press that button again. You press that whoever they're attacking to block with that person. And you can do modifiers to combat. You mean for up and that button, or down and that button. But like the combat's really fun, and the story, it's kind of bonkers. Cause like the main character, her name is Aja, and like the people she meets and they join her party, they go into her brain, like they kind of turn into this energy and they get sucked into their brain. She has no idea why it's happening, but like she's like, like it happens is like, hey, do you want your house burnt down? What happened? Well, I guess some soldiers came and they started taking everything, and so I made them crispy. Well, that sucks. You should join us. Okay, and before the sentence even ends, they're turned into energy and sucked into their head. Like, where are you? Well, you're in my brain now. I don't know why, but you're just there now. Enjoy, and on you go. It's like, what? I really hope at some point it's explained why everybody she's meeting is being sucked into her brain. Like she meets like these two, like this monk and this nun. They're, I don't know. Let's see. They're basically how you upgrade, like in order to get like more attacks, or like your like a better defense. They're just like, okay, we'll travel with you. I can see you have an inner sanctum. We'll just go there, and they get sucked into your brain. Like, well, okay. And at any time you can like hold like the B button and up, and you go to into your brain, and like everybody's there, and you can talk to them there. And that's where like the shop is. I'm like, none of this is explained, and it's kind of funny how it's not explained. So, but and I've only played like I only started playing it today, so I've played maybe a couple hours of it. But just like the prototype that was on the PlayStation 4, like when the PlayStation 4 launched, there was a demo for this game on there.
Oh wow.
Like this game has been in development for a long time.
I
Um,
played a little bit of it,
I enjoy it.
but not too much of it for whatever reason. It's definitely got a good look to it.
Yeah, it definitely does. And like I said, it's got a Metroidvania kind of thing where like I'm coming across areas like I know there's something I need to have to be able to open this passage, but I don't have it yet. And eventually you pick up an axe, and then you can use the axe to climb and open up. Like, oh, there's a web here. I'm like, cut this web with the axe. Oh, and I just picked up a bow, so now I can do bow like things.
Hmm.
So, but yeah, I'm enjoying it. I was looking forward to this game for years, so I'm I'm happy to finally play it.
It's cool. Yeah.
And that's been it for me. What about you?
We talked about Warzone. The only other thing I've really been playing, well, I did play some Apex before, before Warzone came out.
I actually tried playing some Apex today. That's not season 3 anymore. Um, I tried playing some Apex today, and I couldn't find a match.
Really?
Yeah, like I probably sat there for maybe 5-10 minutes, and
Oh
not
wow.
even 50 people were in the queue.
And they've got the King's Canyon's back right now.
Yeah, for Deja Loot.
Yeah.
And that's what I tried to play, and nope, it wasn't happening.
Oh wow. See, I hope they bring that back, like as a permanent, like you know, selection.
Well, we've been hoping that they do solos and duos as a permanent thing, but nope, it's only timed. Like, oh, it's only
Yeah,
for
that's
this two
true.
days. You can play just duos or solos. Like, well, no, stop that.
Yeah, yeah, and also the buying in order to get the heirloom, you have to buy all the 24 items that are
Yeah, you spend $200
in
to do it. Yeah, yeah, they can go
in
fuck
there.
themselves if
Yeah.
they think
But
anybody's gonna really do that.
the thing I do like though is that they did add a way to buy the individual items with the crafting metals for like the event.
Hmm.
Like in the event like pool of those 24 items, you can buy them with the crafting metals now, which is nice if you have like one character that you really want that one skin but you don't want to pay $20 for it, which that's just like those skins look cool, but it's not like Fortnite where, hey, look, this is a Harley Quinn skin. Like it is Harley Quinn, or this is Deadpool, or this is Batman, or like
Right,
this is John Wick. This like when the fact that it's totally crazy and different. Like no, this is like it's still it's cool, but it's not like you're
right.
doing
But
all
also,
kinds of
but
work.
also, like this is a first person only game, except when you can play in third person.
Yeah, that's true.
So like you never see your own skin.
That is a good point. Yeah. So like the fact that they do have skins that are like $20 is just ridiculous. When I don't even think the Harley Quinn skin was $20. And they had to license, Harley Quinn out, I'm sure. I'm sure they weren't able to just have Harley Quinn skin on there for free.
Right.
You know, I'm sure they had to pay Warner Brothers, DC, whoever, money to have that. And I'm not gonna lie, I did fire up Fortnite and I bought the Harley Quinn skin because I had like 5,000 V-Bucks and I think it was only like 1,200. I was
Mm.
like, hey, if I ever want to play this game again, I want the Harley Quinn skin. Come on now. Like, I got the V-Bucks, so it's not like I've had to pay any money.
Right.
But like, that was the thing that was a skin that I was like, that's kind of cool. I don't want to like not have that if I ever do go back to this game. So, and I spent a couple minutes like watching Harley Quinn do all the emotes and stuff that I had. And I had some fun with that. But like, yeah, the none of these skins are really all like there's some skins in Apex that's like, oh, that's cool. I kind of want that, but like, then it's like, oh, $20. Or you could pay like $10 and maybe have a chance to get it, but probably not. So it is nice that they have the option for the crafting metals. It kind of sucks that they don't add anything to the overall loot pool for the like the regular like skins and stuff that you can unlock with the
Right. I
crafting
yes.
metals and stuff.
I wish they would. That would be yes. I really wish that they would.
Yeah, because it's like because I know for Xbox it's like, okay, I have a bunch of crafting metal, or before I switch over to PC, because now I'm just PC. I made that I made that switch, even though it pains me to lose all my stuff. But it's like I have all these crafting metals, but and when I, you know, got back into Apex, I was like, okay, what is there? Okay, nothing new. It's the same stuff. Okay, guess I'm not gonna buy anything because there are some cool skins, but nothing spectacular. They
Right.
haven't added anything new, so it kind of sucks.
And and even if they weren't like the skins you can get in the battle pass, but at least like maybe like skins like
From
uh,
those events.
yeah, maybe like the event, maybe not even that. The hell? I think I'm gonna be right back. I'm hearing noises.
Okay.
All right. Turns out my neighbor's moving to bed.
Ah, okay.
Like it's out in the hallway and everything. So okay, we're talking about skins. Yes. Um. I I, I kind of wish that they would just like make like new like just skins to put into the pool. Like not even like the event skins or battle pass skins, but just like they don't have to be good. Like they just have to be like add to basic that basic pool.
Yeah, I agree. But I mean, It's just it feels like I mean, it does feel. I mean, maybe not like say this event. Maybe not put the skins in this event out until like maybe a couple events later.
Right,
You know
like next season.
exactly. Add maybe not all, but add a selection of the previous event skins from that season that just wrapped up into the loot pool.
Yeah,
Yeah, that would be great. You know, that would get people, more excited about, getting Apex packs or, you know, actually buying stuff. And also their store is still like their regular store is still like, hey, here's like four skins and two of them refresh in like a week and then two of them refresh in like 3 days. And that's it. Like,
yeah.
and now it's not even like, oh, here's a gun and here's the variant of the gun that, which I think that's still ridiculous because, having to pay money to buy the skin in order to not use it, you know, and use the
Mm,
variant of it is
mm,
dumb. But they don't even have that's not even a guarantee anymore because in those in the side, in the on the right hand side of the store selection, there's like gun charms and stuff now. So it's not even just like here's two weapons with two variants, a variant each, and then, you know, you have the two skins, the two character skins. Now it's like, oh, there might be a weapon and its variant, but chances are there's a couple weapon charms. And I just don't get the weapon charms. Like,
I
it
don't
just
get him in this game because you can only use one charm per weapon. That's no that's dumb.
it's definitely dumb, yes.
At least
It's
in Modern Warfare, you know you can use them on any gun. Like I have one charm on every single gun.
yeah, right? Like it's I don't know. It's interest it's dumb. It's interesting how like this game is still fairly popular and it's been a year, but there hasn't been a whole lot of actual changes made. Like, yes, there's a new map, and yes, we get these limited time modes and stuff, but like the core of it, is still kind of the same.
Yeah,
But I got into that for over last weekend. I played a good amount of that. Got through like their free event battle pass or whatever. I think I got like halfway through it or whatever. I planned on playing more, but just I had other stuff to play, including Destiny. The new season of that came out, Season of the Worthy, and there's not a whole lot of content there.
that sucks.
There's like a cutscene, and then a few things of dialogue, and then there's like a new kind of it's pretty much just a public event that you can activate where there are these like three towers that like one will rise up and then you have to defend like the area around it. There's like a square area around it and you have to keep enemies out of it when it's about to like I guess charge up or whatever. And if you keep them out of it, it spits out all these balls. Which, hey, it's Destiny. You pick up balls and you throw them.
Yeah,
But if enemies manage to, and it's weird because the AI are like drawn to like the towers, so it's pretty irritating. But if they do manage to get in it when it's like activating or whatever, you only get like three of the balls, and you have to pick up the balls and you have to throw them at this like circuit, like I don't want to say ball, but it's like this. It is kind of a ball. You have to throw the balls at this other ball. It's like this big
Throw a ball
fireball.
at a ball.
It's at this like big orange like energy sphere ball, whatever, and you have to like throw the little ones at it to like move it towards the middle like tower. And it's like the three towers are like in a like kind of like a kind of like a like a triangle-ish like around like this middle tower. So, or like it's kind of like a Y shape, and in the middle is like this one tower, but the tower that the main tower, whatever, it's not a big area too. It's just pretty small area. Like I said, it's like the size of like a normal public event. Um, and you've got a then another tower, another one of the three towers will activate, and you got to go over there and defend it and pick up the balls and throw it and so forth until like the ball gets to the main tower, and then the percentage on on the screen will go up, and then once you hit 100% you have to fight like the big enemy boss, whatever. And once you do that, you open up a there's 2 chests. You open one chest and it gives you one of the new currencies for the game or for the season. And then the other chest, you open up and it gives you like a piece of like armor or something. It's not like a light increase or a power increase uh piece of gear, but it's more of like a okay, cool. Hopefully the stats are good on this type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And with that, there's this bunker that's opened up that you go to, and you have to. There's a mode to clear it where you go into the bunker and you have to like run around killing fallen enemies, and you have to do that like every day in order to like access part of the bunker, because the
Mm-hmm.
the bunker is like has bounties and like uh bounties and upgrades you can do to it, where you're able to like you the new currency are bits. You get bits from picking up bounties from the bunker and completing them, or doing that public event, which is it's called the Seraph Towers or whatever. And apparently they're gonna be like it starts in the EDZ in Earth on Earth, and there's gonna be another one on the moon, I think, and then another one on Io. They're it's part of their drip feed. They're drip feeding content. But so it's gonna be interesting. Like, oh, really? This is the same thing, but just on another planet. Hopefully, it's slightly different, but I don't expect it to be. Um, but the you get the bits, and then you can upgrade them. You can upgrade the bunker, spinning the bits on stuff. Like, there are upgrades like, hey, you can access, this terminal that'll bring this like robot AI character or whatever that helps fight with you during, the Seraph Tower, which is like, okay, that's kind of cool. Or there's other upgrades like, hey, whenever you do strikes, crucible, or some or gambit, you have chance to earn bits now. So it's like, okay, that's cool. So that means I can do other stuff and not have to play that same public event over and over again. But then I like that because, I don't have to do that same small piece of content over and over again, but then again, I'm still playing the same old content.
Right.
Like it's just it's kind of confusing how I feel about it, but and then when you buy upgrades, when you buy those upgrades, you get chips, and you use those chips to upgrade the level of the bunker, and then you when you upgrade the level of the bunker, you can activate other of it. It's confusing, and it doesn't really like teach you how to do this. Like you kind of just have to like figure it out on your own. Um, One thing they did do though with this new season, they separated like they made clear separation and distinctions between bounties and quests and stuff like that. So it's easier to one of your complaints when you were doing the new light was you weren't sure what quests or what bounties and stuff were part of the main story quest and what was
Mm-hmm.
DLC and stuff like they have made a changes to the quest lines and stuff like that. So that stuff
Okay.
is easier to
That's good.
distinguish.
That's good.
Yeah, which you think they would have done that when they introduced the free to play new light mode, but
You'd
I
think.
guess better late than never.
And you said that this was Season of the Worthy, right?
Yes,
Okay.
and boy, they released some patch notes, Stewart, on Tuesday when this dropped, and let me try to find them just so I can show you. Believe those are the patch notes. Look at that. Just click on that and just keep scrolling.
There's a lot here.
There's a lot of patch notes. They made a lot of changes. A lot.
Yeah, they did.
I haven't looked at all of them yet. I'm not sure if I am going to because that's just a crazy amount of stuff, and you know, some of it's I know the majority, the stuff I need to know. I'm pretty sure. But, they have made some changes to it, but pretty much that's like they've increased the light or the power light. I forget what they call it. I think it's power now. Um, so it's like 960 to I think 1,000 is like the gear you can or no is like the soft cap, and then there's like 1,000 to 1,010 is the like with there's powerful drops and then there's pinnacles. Pinnacles are like once you get to a certain, you know, power gear score, pinnacles are the only thing you can get to increase your light level or power level. Um, and I think that's 1,000 to 1,010. But then the artifact adds, you can just keep leveling that up and keep getting higher and higher. So it's kind of it kind of gets to a point where it's like, okay, who cares? They the, they're adding some new stuff, but not it's not coming for a bit, and we still don't know anything about it. Like they're adding a new, uh, what's it called, Grandmaster Nightfall Strike, um, which is a new tier to the Nightfalls, and that's supposed to be, I think, 1,060 power level. So it's supposed to be pretty challenging, but yet, it's not coming out till I think late April. So it's kind of like that's quite a ways away. What's the like So it's still like, you're just gaining power to really not do much because, this new Seraph Tower activity is not challenging. It's just the challenging thing about it is you need people to do it because you can't like, you can't just guard one tower on your own because, like I said, the AI are trying to come at it at all, on all ends of it. And it's like I said, it's like a square. So there's like, you know, there's four sides to it, and there it it's fallen. So there are invisible enemies who will fucking sneak around, and it's like, oh, there's an invisible guy in here. Damn it, you know. So it's interesting. I think one of the big things that came out with it, that actually isn't part of the paid content. It's actually free for everyone. Is Trials of Osiris, the like premier PvP mode from
Mm.
D1. And they tried to bring it back in D2 with Trials of the Nine, but that was like nothing. It was totally different from Trials of Osiris. It was, instead of 3v3 elimination, where it's, 3v3 and one life. If you die, you're dead. You can be revived, but like there's no respawning. And then it's best of like 5 rounds, you know. Whoever gets 5 rounds wins the match. Which some there were streamers who made their career playing that, you know, on the weekends, carrying people, you know, through the 7-win cards because it's, it used to be like, if you went flawless, if you got the 7 wins without a loss, you get to go to the lighthouse, which m- was this special like, area, and it looked kind of cool, but the only real thing there was like a chest, and it gave you a cool piece of gear that was exclusive to that. So, a lot of people wanted to go there because it was usually it was like primary weapons that were adept versions, which meant they had elemental burns on them. So that was very rare because primary weapons don't have elemental burns. Normally they don't, anyways. So that was always a plus. Was if you could get a adept weapon. But with Trials on the Nine, it was 4v4, and it was like weird. It was more um like what's the mode in Call of Duty where you like plant the bombs and
Cyber attack. No, no, no.
hard
That's
point,
not
right?
a heart. No, not hard point. Um, it is. Oh snap! I don't play. It's the no. It's cyber attack. Yeah, cyber attack.
I think it was called something else before.
Yeah, I think you're right, but it's called cyber attack right now.
Okay, because that does not ring a bell at all. But I know
Hard
it's I think it was
hard point is like domination, but no, it's kind of like a hard point is like King of the Hill. That's what hard point is.
okay, but I know it's called something else, the bomb mode. But yeah, it was basically excuse me. It was
Corona.
basically the 4v4. But and it was like you got to plant a bomb and defend it, and if the other team kills you, they can defuse it, or if you kill them, then it blows
Basically,
up.
what Counter
Like,
Strike is. That's basically counter.
yeah,
That's Counter Strike.
and nobody liked that. The gear, I mean, they did it to where like you could just the gear wasn't really unique, and you were able to get tokens, and you could turn them with bounties and tokens, and you could just get gear that way. You didn't even have to go flawless, so there was no like real magic behind it, and they took that they took that out of the game for, like, over a year, year and a half, and they've been working on it, and people have been like, "When's Trials coming back? When's Trials coming back?" Like, it's been this thing in the PvP community of Destiny, because PvP is pretty rough in Destiny. Like, it's not like it hasn't been in a good place, really, to the point where the was creative director Luke Smith came out like when Shadowkeep came out and was saying like, yeah, we're working on the infrastructure of PvP and trying to totally, you know, change the foundation, start from the ground up and fix it. And so this is definitely a big step in the right direction. It seems to be more or less what Trials was in D1. Um, I'm not quite sure how the matchmaking it how the matchmaking works because, like, I tried playing some with a couple people last night, and we got pitted up against, like, some people who maybe were a lot better than us. They were definitely, like, we were getting pit up against people in, like, like, they were already 1,000 light level. And, was it, the artifact, like I said, the artifact, you can keep leveling it up. That is supposed to not be active after this weekend. This was the only weekend that actually is gonna be active for, um, trials. So after this weekend, the levels you get from the artifact will not count towards trials. Which trials in, I think, Iron Banner are the only PvP activities where light level actually matters. It's all, it all doesn't like regular Crucible doesn't matter at all. Like, you could jump in and face someone who's, 1,000 something light level, and you'll be doing just as much damage as they are in theory. So,
I don't know if I like that.
I mean, it gets it's more for like casual, like the Iron Banner and Trials is supposed to be for more for the hardcore PvP players.
Yeah.
It's the pinnacle PvP activity, so therefore the light level is going to matter. But I'm we're playing, and we're getting matched up against people who are like, and I'm like I've at the time I was like 980 something, so I was kind of high. And I had, one of our other friends was like 960 something and then 970 something. It's a team of 3, and it just and then I'm later that night, I'm watching other streamers. I'm watching streamers play, and they're getting like clearly good. They're clearly like way better than I am or my friends, and they're getting matched up against people way lower power level. And I'm like, the fuck is this? Like, it, is it not skill based, or like, I don't know. That's the whole thing with this too, is like, is it skill based? Is it connection based? Like, I thought it was like, I don't know. I don't know what they're doing, but yeah, we just what is it? You get a reward for getting 3 wins, you get a reward for getting 5 wins, and then 7 wins, and then your card you have to start over with once you get 3 losses. Um, we couldn't even get to the 3 wins. It was just not a fun time. But yeah, so that's and, I mean, it seems like they've spent a lot of time and effort on getting that back, but like I said, that's not even technically part of like the Season of the Worthy $10 season pass content. That's part of the free stuff they're giving to everybody. So, you could jump in and play in trials, you know, but so it's kind of frustrating that like the PvE stuff is like so like there's just not much to it, and they keep like it. I don't know. They keep slowly like drip feeding content, and it's just like I see some people's points, like yeah, it keeps you coming back, but like I don't want to come back every week just to play for like an hour or two,
Yeah.
and then I'm done. You know, I'd much rather have a nice chunk of content, and then maybe like you know maybe something that's repeatable, and maybe I don't play Destiny for a couple weeks, you know, or so. Maybe I go play something else, but I kind of miss the way it used to be where they'd have these big chunks of content
Hmm.
instead of like drip feeding it. And I mean, it's just the main content too around these seasons are pretty much the same thing where it's like, you know, some kind of like some kind of simple PvE activity where it's like, "Hey, here's a tower you have to defend, you have to throw stuff," or "Hey, here's, you gotta fight these rounds of enemies, and then, you gotta move to this next area and fight that round of enemies, and then fight the next area, and then finally there's the boss." And, you know, what was it last yeah, I mean, that's the same thing that as last season, like, it's just it's like very kind of shallow horde modes that aren't even horde modes because they're like three, four, 5 rounds max. I think 5 rounds has been the max of these type of events, and it's like it's just kind of frustrating, you know.
Yeah, I can understand that.
I think the biggest complaint I've had with Destiny since day one is it just doesn't feel like there's enough content. And I know you're probably tired of hearing me say that, but that tends to be the same issue. And unfortunately, them stepping away from Activision, it just feels like I can definitely feel it. Like you can definitely feel the impact of them not having help from Activision because they had they had two of Activision studios helping them with content. I want to say they had who did they have? They had I want to say Vicarious Vision isn't that an Activision studio?
I think you're right.
Yeah, they had them, and then they had I think High Moon. I want to say High Moon also helped them with content. Yeah, High Moon Destiny 2. Yeah, so they had both of them helping them with content. You know, and then now it's just them, and I don't know. It's kind of frustrating because one side of it, maybe they're working on a Destiny 3. They've got a lot of people working on Destiny 3, but they've also mentioned sunsetting weapons 9 to 15 months after they're released so that you can't like up the light level anymore on them.
Hmm.
Why would they mention that if they were just gonna have a new, like, Destiny 3 come out soon? So, I don't think Destiny 3 is coming out for a while. I would say definitely not this year. and definitely not next year, maybe 2022 at the earliest, which makes you think like, uh, is that how it's gonna be? Are they gonna keep drip feeding content like for the next 2 years? And, they've come out and said, "Oh, this is an MMORPG now." No, it's not. There's nothing massive about Destiny.
It never has been.
Like, your fire teams are 3, and the max you could have is 6 for, like, a raid. So, like and, there's, like, no new strikes. They haven't had a new strike since September. They haven't had a dungeon since September. The raid was in, September update, like, they brought back some multiplayer maps from D1. A lot of the weapons they've brought back are old weapons that they've repurposed with either new roles on them, new perks, or, they brought D1 weapons back. Like, they're using a lot of old content, and it's just I don't know. It's kind of frustrating, but it's I guess that's a good thing that, like, something like Warzone's out and other games like that are out, and hopefully other games don't we don't see more delays for games because I don't think Destiny is really, it's it really hasn't kept my interest. I'll play here and there with other people, but, like, I'm not afraid to stop playing Destiny, you know? There have been lots of times where I'm just like, "Nope, I'm not playing Destiny because there's nothing to do." Versus in D1, I had that FOMO fear of, "Oh, but if I don't play this and I don't, you know, play this and get this weapon or do this or do that." I don't have that with Destiny 2. Like, I was talking to Pantsa Steve, and he was like, "Oh, you didn't get you didn't do all the stuff to get the seal, the title, get all the triumphs to get the title for last season, which was Season of the Dawn, I think." And I'm like, "I don't really care. Like, I don't wanna spend all that time just to have some stupid title underneath my name, that says, 'Hey, I spent a lot of time playing content that was not that fun.'" Like, I don't want proof of that. I don't want proof that I was wasted time. But anyways, that's that. Those 3 are pretty much the only thing I've been playing. So,
Okay.
we got some news to talk about, though.
Yeah, news. Before we get into a lot of what the news has been, just in general, like everywhere has been talking about. Let's get into some non Corona stuff. Um, um, they have said that Project CD Red, that is, has said that after Cyberpunk comes out, they will start on a new Witcher game.
It's not The Witcher 4, though.
I just found an image. I just looked up The Witcher 4 and just threw that in.
Yeah, but they have said it's not The Witcher 4 because I think they said that it's a trilogy, and I think that uh you know I think they're gonna maybe focus on a different character in the world,
Maybe Siri?
possibly. Yeah, but um, which I'm definitely interested. Yeah, because there have been 3 games already, so in that world seems pretty cool. Like,
It does.
I've played a little bit of Witcher 3, but I have watched the show, and from what I've seen of the show, which I'm so
I've
interested in, like the
I've
books.
I've seen the
Like,
show. I've started the books.
I just don't want to
I
spoil
I
myself
haven't.
for the show. That's the thing I'm afraid about, you know?
It might not be spoiled because they may change it for the show completely. Like I said, for instance, in the show, there was something straight up in the book that happened completely differently. Like that whole situation happened, but like people were there in the show that weren't in the book.
Yeah. But yeah,
So,
that's it. And I think they came out and they were like, yeah, we have two worlds that, we have created these two worlds and we are going to continue with games in these two worlds.
and there's a hint in The
Which,
Witcher 3 that they might actually be. Well, the whole thing with The Witcher, though, is the multiverse. So, like, they could work together. They could exist in the same universe. So, who knows? We may get a crossover. Geralt
so Witcher,
goes to cyberpunk world.
yeah,
Because there's a hint that Siri did.
Cyberpunk comes out in September.
September.
Their multiplayer for Cyberpunk is going to be its own game now, and that's coming out next year.
And did I know there was a multiplayer? I don't know if there was. I knew there was a multiplayer.
Yeah, they said there was a multiplayer, and then it I want to say not too long ago it came out that like it became something bigger than what they expected, and they're making it its own like game, and that's why it's coming out next year, 2021. Which, okay, that's cool, sure.
Sure.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm not really like the multiplayer isn't what I was really thinking about when I'm excited about Cyberpunk.
Right.
But if they have a cool multiplayer experience after the fact, sure, I'll check it out. But so yeah, it's pretty cool, and I thought I think them exploring a different character in the Witcher world is also part of the one of the agreements they had with the author, because they recently like made nice with the author and got
Mm,
and re up the rights or whatever,
right.
because he kind of screwed himself out of money by saying no, I want a lump sum now because I don't think these are going to be popular games,
Oops.
and then they became popular games. But was it CD Project Red? They were actually nice about it, and I think they like actually gave him more money, you know, compensated him more, even though they didn't have to, but probably so that they could, re up the deal or whatever. But it, I'm definitely interested. I actually have re-downloaded The Witcher 3, and I'm kind of like, do I load my save or do I start from fresh?
I would start from like after so long. I would start. I usually start from fresh.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of. But it's also like there's so much other stuff to play though too. Like, ugh, it's a good problem to have.
It is indeed. Um. Yeah. See, the other bit of news that I got is Amazon's walkout checkout is possibly going to come to other retailers. They don't say like, it's not going to come to Walmart or Target or something like that anytime soon. But
That'd be
like
too massive, I think.
small
Like,
places. like
Yeah.
maybe a CVS or Walgreens, or like a store in a airport. Like
I could definitely see airport store. Yeah, that would
airport. I
probably
think
be the
that's
best.
probably the one that's going to come first. But yeah, so have they opened up any more other than the one in Seattle? Amazon Go stores
I don't know. Maybe there's one in New York. I don't know. That's where I would think would be next place.
Amazon Go.
That or San
Oh,
Francisco.
there's a couple in Chicago.
Okay.
Oh, that's a. I was gonna say there's one here in Indy, but that's just a locker hub. So yeah, there are more.
Yeah, I was looking to buy something on Amazon, and it was like you could ship it to your address, or you could ship it to one of these pickup locations where you could pick it
Or
up from a locker. And I'm like, no,
those have been
I,
around for a while.
I know, but it's like I don't want to do that. Like, I'm fine with
Yeah.
my house.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's like 7 in Chicago. There's a bunch in New York. It's like 5 in San Francisco, and there's like 7 in Seattle.
Yeah, I wonder if also like cuz Amazon owns Whole Foods, right? I wonder if maybe
Yes,
that'll or if that's just too much for it to too big of a store for it to
that might be
do
too
something
big.
like this, at least right now.
At
Yeah.
least right now. Eventually, I think yes. Eventually, yes, yes. We'll get the large stores with this, but yeah, I think that's cool that it's coming to other places other than just like Amazon stores, but like so looking forward to something like that if I ever go, you know,
More of the future of
if we're
not
ever
having to
able to
interact with people.
travel again. Yes, right.
Social
Yes,
distancing. That's the
yes.
big
Which
term
I
now,
was
right?
already doing that before
Yeah.
the
That's just
coronavirus.
called
So
my that's just called my normal life.
right. But speaking of, well, the big news in the gaming world this week was E3 was canceled.
Yep.
And yeah, like E3's, it's like, yeah, it's 3 months out. Why cancel that? Well, like travel is, being booked right now. So, so that's really like but I think E3 was already having, E3 this year was already having problems.
Oh yeah, with, Sony
So
not
I
being
think,
there, and last year they had their security issues with
right,
leaking all those, including
and
my info,
right, yeah,
because that was
Jeff
the year
Keighley
I
not
applied.
saying he's not gonna go.
Oh
Um,
yeah, definitely.
just and it was just the fact the wording for this year's E3 was, it didn't seem to be about anything about the games, but more of a creating a FOMO atmosphere. Which
The
that
experiences,
yes.
inline
So,
experiences.
but it's like, that's not. Yeah, so there was just so much about this year's E3 that it just did not seem good, and I think this Corona thing was just the thing that to break the camel's back. So, um, but and companies have issued statements in this. Let's see, where did I put that? I had it up.
They're pretty much all the same statement.
Pretty much, except for Activision Blizzard, they refused to comment at all.
We're
Um,
gonna have an electronic experience, a digital
that
electronic. Yeah.
that yes, that's Microsoft said that they'll have something announced sooner rather than later about what they're doing. Um.
They could have something interesting with xCloud. Like,
Mm-hmm.
they could have something pretty cool if they using xCloud to like have a digital experience.
EA has not yet canceled EA Play yet, which I find interesting. But they said that they're thinking about it.
It's also a thing where it's like they just have to they have to figure out the right terms to say and all this and that, and because I think was it Square Enix just finally came out and said that they're not doing anything, but they're gonna have a digital experience. Like, I think on Friday they said that, and it's like, why did you take so long to come out and say that after E3 was canceled already? Like, it's just the thing where it's like, they gotta, marketing has to figure out what they're gonna say to PR, and then
Mm-hmm.
they have to run it by the lawyers, and then they have to, like, businesses are confusing.
Yes, they are. Um. But yeah.
But for the most part, this could be a better experience for people like us.
Right. And on Giant Bomb, they were saying like, wouldn't be surprised if this kind of really kills E3 for good.
I mean, they were pretty much like knocking on death's door.
Yeah.
Yeah, at least that's what the industry was saying.
Yeah. And I kind of agree. Like it's been a much better experience for E3 at home than than the appeal of even going. I mean, sure, when I was a kid, I would have loved to go to E3, but now that it's all online on streaming, you know, demos can come out on like what people are playing on the show floor. Yeah, it it's a much better experience at home now. With today's tech. So yeah, this last year might have been the last E3. At least
That's
at
as we
least
know it.
the way it
Yeah.
was. It may be an online only experience now.
Yeah. And these big, the way the internet is now, these big companies, they could just have like a Nintendo Direct
Right, which
or
people have been saying this for a
inside
couple years.
Xbox.
What they could easily do this. There's no reason why they couldn't.
Yeah. I mean, I still like the whole like conference, like press conference
Sure,
style in a
yes.
auditorium thing. Maybe they could record that and release that, or they could
I mean,
just like
I mean,
stream that type of.
next year. I'm not saying this year, but like next year, there's no reason why like Microsoft couldn't have like their own events. Same with Sony, where they invite people out. That way you can
Which
still get
pretty much
the
Microsoft
really
and EA
weird
did. It just happened to be during
Ubisoft people screaming.
Yeah, yeah. Ugh. I remember. Yeah, you're right. I almost forgot about that.
So yeah, like they can still do that stuff, but just E3 is just like it's dead. It's dead.
Yeah.
Um, see, with so many schools closing right now, Discord has upped. Discord has changed. They're now allowing instead of streaming to just 10 people, you can now they've upped to 50 people. So like for classrooms. So like teachers could you know, you know, teach on through Discord now, and I think that's fantastic. You know
It's
that's a
pretty
good
cool,
idea.
yeah.
That's a good idea.
There's a lot of companies who are doing cool stuff like this.
Yeah, there's there are companies who are trying, really trying to keep the economy from dying from this.
Yeah, you mentioned AMC.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're trying to. I mean,
they're
granted,
not just outright shutting down, but they're just limiting the amount of people.
and they're limiting the people by a half, but then again, like it's also a kind of a move. It's also a smart move as far as like their shareholders and stuff like that because they're probably weren't going to get packed theaters anyways.
Right.
So this is a way to spin their business declining a bit for the time being. So it's all it's a little bit of both. But was it my article I got is kind of something that affects you and me both,
Mm-hmm.
actually. Comcast and T-Mobile are going to suspend internet data caps for the next 60 days.
Yippee.
So if so unlimited data or data, however you want to say it. So,
Yeah.
which I know you're like thrilled because that's $50 a month. That's $100 pretty much savings for you. I mean, not that you pay it, but like
Well,
in theory,
in
isn't it?
theory, yes. Yeah, I don't. I've gone over a couple times, but I have a 2 month grace period. That seems to reset every year. I don't know, but because I've now had 4 months where I've gone over and not had to pay. But yeah, like when I do, I'm not gonna say if. When I do start working from home, I'm gonna need that. I'm gonna need that.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And yeah, if you start working from home, you'd technically be able to write off your internet, right?
I'll ask. I'll have to ask.
Because I mean, you
Probably
do,
not.
I
Probably
mean,
not. But
you need internet for work if you're working
yes.
through the internet. So, I mean, I know a lot of people have written off a lot crazier things than just internet, but so yeah, it's pretty cool. Like, I have T-Mobile and I've got like I have unlimited, but I get throttled after certain amount, you know, after
Mm-hmm.
like 5 gigs. But I'm near Wi-Fi, so it doesn't really matter. I don't really go over 5 gigs that much. So, but it's pretty cool, and they're also giving, they're remove T-Mobile's removing smartphone data caps for all customers, giving 20 gigs of additional mobile hotspot data, increasing data for schools that are part of some empowered ED program, and they're making it free to call uh, the severely impacted countries, like international calling to, I'm
Mm.
guessing, like Italy and stuff like
Oh,
that.
sure. Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I'm not surprised T-Mobile's doing this because the past few years, T-Mobile has really been doing a lot of stuff to, like, to separate themselves from everybody else. They've done a lot of cool stuff. But Comcast, like,
Yeah.
I saw this and I hit you up and I was like, who do you have as an ISP again? Because I thought it was Comcast, but and I know you complain about them quite a bit.
Well,
And
yes.
your first response
Was yippee.
no, I mean, like, when I asked you, like, who
Oh,
you
yeah.
had, you were like, "Oh, fucking shitty Comcast." Like,
I think I did said fucking Comcast. Pretty sure I did.
and I'm like, "Well, here you go. 60 days free." And I've seen some reports, like, because this is happening or this is showing that, like, data caps are, like, you know, they're really not good for consumers. Like, I've seen articles
No,
where people are saying that this may go away because, the situation we are being put in might make data caps go away for good. I'm not sure if that's gonna happen. I mean,
I I'd be pleasantly surprised if it does.
yeah, but I have seen articles where people are talking about this could be a thing that happens, and that would be great, you know? Clearly, data caps do need to go away because, like, just technology is getting more advanced, and, you know, look at 4K, look at 8K when that comes out. Like, I mean, surely that's going to be a while, but also look at services like xCloud, you know, Stadia, whatever other streaming services there are, Nvidia, GeForce Now, stuff like that. Like, there, I, there could be a lot of people who end up like choosing one of these services because they don't want to have to, you know, they don't want to have to pay $500 for a console, but they may spend, if say Xbox comes out with like a dongle, like a Chromecast type HDMI dongle, whatever that you can hook a controller up to and play through that, or whatever. Like, I I mean, I see streaming being a thing in the future. I really do, because the technology is here and it works. Like, I've been playing with GeForce Now bunch, and I've done XCloud a bunch, and it works. It works pretty well, and it doesn't require like or at least they're saying it doesn't require the most. It doesn't require gigabit internet speeds and stuff like that. But you know the data caps, that's the real issue with that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because you have the speeds for all this stuff. You don't have the data, I mean, for the next 60 days you do, but
Yeah.
normally you don't have, you know, all the data you can consume. So you have to pick and choose, you know,
Yeah.
which really sucks, especially, as a consumer. So there are other companies doing stuff like this too. So, like, if you're listening to this, I'd suggest, like, if you're interested, if like maybe your ISP is doing something like this, Google it.
Mm-hmm.
Or other companies, like I don't know if Verizon's doing something, or if, the other you know other mobile phone companies are, like T-Mobile is, but stuff like that. Just Google, and I'm sure we're gonna see more and more companies like, hey, we're helping with this. Was it Grubhub? They're like, for the time being, for like local restaurants and stuff like
They're
that. They're
waiving the fee. Yeah.
yeah, which is kind of cool.
That is awesome.
And was it Domino's? They're not really doing anything special except for now they have contact free delivery, so you don't have s- to make contact with the person. Which it's
Cool.
like, is that like, did we really need coronavirus for this to be a thing? This should already be a thing. Like,
Put the pizza on the floor and walk away.
keep the change, you filthy animal. sorry. Had to do that.
No, you're right. Yeah,
Um,
that had to be done.
so that yeah, I started seeing that like go around. Like first it was like, oh, they're doing contact free in Japan, and then now it's like here in the U.S. and I'm like, okay, that's good. I don't know why this had to be a thing before we got that, but sure. So yeah, but yeah, it's just unfortunately, I think the whole coronavirus thing, the whole situation is going to get a bit worse before it actually gets better.
Yeah.
So just hopefully everyone is hopefully everyone is smart enough to not do dumb things and put themselves in bad positions, and you know, we can get through this, And it's also the thing like if we do a good job and get through this, there's going to be a lot of people who say, "Oh, see, that wasn't that serious." No, it's you idiot. We took the precaution. We took the precaution and we treated it seriously because it was serious and there was no major ramifications if that's what ends up happening.
Oh crap! I'm trying to think of what Stephen Colbert said because he did a show with no audience,
Yeah,
and I
which
forget what he said.
they stopped production on his show and all the other late night shows too.
Oh crap! I can't. But it was more of like a you got the seriousness of the issue, and then you've got how we react, and we don't know what side of the scale we're at. We don't know if we're overreacting and just you know, but it's better to be safe than sorry. Overreact in the situations of like closing stuff down and limiting stuff like this. Not overreact like in buying a million rolls of fucking toilet paper, but in like wash your hands a bunch. Yes, do that. You should have been washing your hands more than you probably should have anyway.
I'm gonna buy you a roll of toilet paper for your birthday, or a pack of toilet paper.
Well, it's the fact that I am a month. It's over a month before Amazon can ship me more toilet paper.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Like I said, I'm low on stuff too, and I'm hoping Target has supplies that I need. I'm really hoping they do.
Yeah, I'm also low on other things than just toilet paper. I also need hand soap.
Yeah. Yeah, like I was telling you, I was trying to buy hand soap, but it got sold out before I could get through the checkout on Amazon. Anyways, so yeah, that's pretty much the show this week.
Yeah,
Be sure to check out our website, the Geeks FTW, for links to or the geeksftw.com for links to Twitch, YouTube, Discord. Be sure to follow us at the Geeks FTW. I am at Geeky William, and Stuart is at Casual Terror. And we will catch you next time.
bye. Switched up on me.
Hmm. Yeah, when I was reading the like Domino's thing, they were talking about like, yeah, you can choose on the website that you want contact free delivery, and when the delivery driver gets there, they'll call you and ask you where you want them to put the pizza, and then they'll step like I think they were like 5 meters away or something like that, and watch to see if you get the
and then you
prize.
throw the money at them. Like here.
Oh no, it has to be prepaid. Like
Okay.
they made that clear that it has to be prepaid for the contact free. If that's the case, why do I still have to freaking sign for shit? Like I've ordered Domino's and they make me sign like every time, and I'm like, what? I okay, sure, fine. Even when I use a gift card, I have to sign. I'm like, it's a gift card. Ugh. Or if I use a gift card and then I have to pay the rest, through my regular card, I have to sign two different receipts. I'm like, come on now, this is dumb.
Right.
Do do do. It's kind of funny how like everyone's like work from home, we're working from home, we're working from home, and then Rooster Teeth or Achievement Hunter, they're like, we're doing a 12-hour live stream.
Yeah.
I watched some
Uh,
of it, and then they were talking about, oh, we're gonna archive this so you could, and I'm like, okay, good, then I don't have to really, I can watch the rest of this as you know, as I want throughout, you know. I don't have to like, because I remember that was the thing with like their extra life and stuff like that is like they used to not like archive those. So
yes.
if you were actually streaming during that time, then you weren't able to see it, which sucked. Um. Oh, I have a lot of game tokens. I didn't realize that was a thing.
Huh? Oh, that have I've had that forever though.
Yeah.
Like there's not really been much I to do with them though. So,
Yeah.
but
I don't know. I was just scrolling and I'm like, oh, that's a lot.
actually, stream elements like there's like games you can play. You can play with like points. Let's see. See if I can, like you can play roulette. You can just like type in exclamation point roulette and then a number, and then it'll spit out whether you won or lost. And you can play bingo, but bingo is more of a you guess a global emote that it has picked, and the first one to get
Okay.
it gets points. I don't know how that's bingo, but that's what it calls it. You can duel somebody. What happens when you duel somebody? Oh, I guess then it's just a random winner.
Yeah. I know a lot of streams they use these points for like giveaways and
Yes, that
stuff
but
like
these are actually games you can play with them. Like there's an 8 ball
yeah.
you can use.
And was it now the streamers, at least for Destiny, they're using these points for like raffles for trials, carries. Like, oh, we'll carry you through trials and get you, a flawless card, 7 wins, 0 losses.
Yeah, I don't
Which
have raffles turned on because I got nothing to raffle.
Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't even know what to do with that stuff. Alrighty, I'm gonna go. I've got chili to eat.
I've got food to make, so
I will talk to you later. We'll definitely
see
have
ya.
to play some Warzone this weekend.
Yes, yes, Warzone this weekend, absolutely.
Righty, later.
See ya.